Hello and welcome back to another episode of Mini Munchers. I'm Mathian.
I'm Damien.
And I'm Asian.
And no news today because we're going to do a quiz instead. Some trailers and then finally our review of Wakanda Forever. So let's just get right into it, guys. 23 films, 23 questions. Are you worthy?
Yep.
Let's pop this over real quick. Boom, bada bing. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that instead.
We'll just get.
All right, ready?
Okay.
So what is the very first song played in Iron Man, guys? Was it AC/DC's Back in Black, Highway to Hell, Shoot to Thrill, or You Shook Me All Night Long?
Definitely Back in Black.
I don't know. What are you thinking, Nimin?
Yeah.
Back in Black?
Yeah, I think it's back.
All right, let's do it. All right. You got one. What is the fake American alias that Nat uses in Iron Man 2? We got Natalie Romero, Natalie Rushman, Natalie Radley, or Natalie Ruskin. These all sound very made up.
What you think, Dave?
I think it looks like a Romero.
Romero.
I'm gonna go with
What do you think, Big Al?
It's Rushman.
You think it's Rushman?
that.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm not
let's see if Romero works.
Romero.
It was
Oh,
Rushman. All right, Big A.
Yeah.
That's two. Who was the first? I mean, it's kind of a spoiler. Who was the first major character to die in Infinity War? Loki, Heimdall, Gamora, or Black Widow?
Heimdall.
Heimdall. Yeah, it was Heimdall.
Oh, it was Heimdall. Wait,
Yeah. Because Loki died.
No.
wait.
No. Loki died.
Loki got
The
choked out
ending
first.
of
'Cause
that whole thing.
was Heimdall
The
sending Hulk?
opening was Heimdall sending Hulk.
Man, y'all are tricking me.
Oh.
Making me doubt
Bro,
everything.
they both die.
They both die. All right, let's do Loki.
Very.
Oh, it was
What?
Heimdall? What I thought he.
I gotta.
No,
No, they have
it's
that
Loki.
wrong.
They have that wrong. We'll
Yeah.
confirm that. We'll look it up. It has to be Loki because he gets choked out, and then Thor screams, and then Heimdall says, "Give me the strength one last time to send Hulk off." After he gets his ass whooped.
Yeah.
That's how that scene ends.
Yeah.
So Heimdall dies last.
Yeah.
They're tripping.
Okay.
All right. Who's on Cap's team in Civil War? Oh boy,
Oh, this is easy, bro.
is it?
In Civil War.
Yeah. Who's on Team Cap? We got Falcon, Bucky, Black Panther, Scarlet Witch, and Hawkeye. Bucky, Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, and Black Panther. Bucky, Scarlet Witch, Ant-Man, Falcon, and Hawkeye again. Or no, I don't know. And Black Widow, Bucky, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, and Hawkeye.
I mean, Black Widow is arguably she was kind of on his side. She prevented T'Challa from catching up with him.
Yeah, but like I think in the beginning, you know what I mean, like proper,
yeah,
like
C.
before
C.
the fight started.
C.
You think it's option C? Bucky, Scarlet Witch, Ant-Man, Falcon, and Hawkeye.
What do you think?
Yeah, Big A, what you thinking?
Wait, what's Ant-Man's the difference? Is that what it is? Ant-Man and Scarlet Witch.
Ant-Man and Black Widow.
Uh.
The bottom between the last two.
I feel like Falcon was for sure on it because that's Cap's best friend
Right. Yeah.
at the moment. Besides Bucky, I feel like Bucky's for sure on his team.
I feel
'Cause
like
Black Panther, I felt was rolled with Iron Man
who
because
is not.
Ant-Man.
yeah, it's got to be option C. Let's go with C. You ready?
Yeah.
Bam. Yeah, because Black Widow switched sides at the end.
Right.
All right. Damien, you're still down. You're still losing.
Oh.
In what film is the Tesseract first seen on screen? We got Cap, the First Avenger, The Avengers, Thor, and Iron Man 3.
That's like the cube.
It was Thor. No, that wasn't the Tesseract.
No, that was
That was the bite. No, not the bite. What do they call it? The ice people's power.
the Bifrost people. Or no, not
No,
the
no.
Bifrost. God damn it, nigga.
the
The ice giants or whatever.
Yeah, the
Whatever
ice
they are.
giant. It was their source of power.
What was their source of power?
It was like a blue cube.
So the Tesseract.
It wasn't the Tesseract. It was in like this like golden.
Oh yeah.
Box.
That little.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what Loki used to escape.
Yeah, it's called something different.
The
It's not the Tesseract.
Let's see. It's not an Iron Man
So,
1.
I'm pretty sure it was Captain America.
Captain.
It has to be the first Avenger, because then Thor. It was the
Was it?
Tesseract.
That was the Tesseract.
That thing was all over the place. That
I-
thing got around. You sure? Let's look it up.
When did Thor come out?
Tesseract, like 2011, in Thor.
Yeah, because Thor was definitely before Captain
Yeah,
America.
look,
I know
that's it
that,
right there.
but-
That's the Tesseract.
No, but that's
So that's in
Avengers.
that.
That's
That is
Avengers.
Avengers. What about this?
See that thing right there? Yeah, that.
That says the Tesseract.
Is that?
I'm sure it was just broken out of that little cage. Nah, it's got to. My brother. Look. Ragnarok.
Wait.
Look, see, he's
Oh,
Loki's been
yeah.
trying to get his
Yeah,
hands on the
wait.
Tesseract since the first Thor movie.
Yeah, it was in the.
It's just in a little casing.
I'm thinking
Yeah, this is
or
it.
I'm thinking of Captain.
My brother, this is it.
Okay. I mean,
It's okay. It's just because they put a
I'll take
different
the
spin on
internet's word.
it. What's Ned's surname?
Ned?
Yeah, is it Hawkins, Leeds, Ferguson, or Clark?
Oh, Leeds.
It is Leeds.
Yeah.
Nah, you are not gonna get that one, my brother.
I
Sorry.
don't.
How do you not know?
I don't pay
Come
attention.
on, Damien. What do you not? So stupid. No, I'm
Mm.
kidding. Oh, this is fun. What is Pepper Potts allergic to? Peppers, kiwis,
Strawberries.
peonies, or strawberries?
Strawberries.
Strawberries.
Damn, you guys are confident with that one.
Yep.
All right, strawberries.
What does Iron Man eat in Iron Man 2? What's Tony eat?
Donuts?
No.
Oh.
Strawberries.
Oh.
He picks them up from a guy on the side of the road.
Oh, and then she's allergic. That's right.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned that. In which Marvel film does Stanley cameo as a bartender? Avengers Age of Ultron,
as a
Winter
bartender.
Soldier, Ant-Man, or Thor Ragnarok? I feel like not Ragnarok
No.
for sure.
Not
Not Ant-Man. I feel like it's
Winter?
Yeah. I'm
Winter
pretty sure.
Soldier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be.
Watch it be, yeah, Age of Ultron. Ant-Man.
Oh.
What?
When was he bartending? Damn, we're fake fans. Don't remember that either. In Captain Marvel, what is Maria Rambeau's call sign?
Who?
Photon.
The supporting best friend in the Air Force.
Oh yeah. her.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about
Photon, Marvel, Rambo, or
Yeah,
Avenger?
it was Photon.
It was an Avenger?
No, Avenger was
Marvel's?
Yeah, Captain
Okay.
Marvel. Whatever her name.
So then it's
Uh,
probably
Carol Danvers.
like Photon then, right?
Yeah. Photon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got? Which one of these films does Which of these films does Agent Coulson not appear? Captain Marvel, Iron Man 2, Thor, or Age of Ultron? I feel like Age of Ultron since he died after
Yeah.
Avengers. No?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
He was all over Phase 1. All right, that's what's up.
Rip.
What object is first seen on screen in the end credits of Iron Man 2? Mjolnir, Cap's vibranium shield, the Mind Stone, or the Infinity Gauntlet? The end of Iron Man 2. So what happened in Iron
The
Man?
end credit. So it was after.
Well, my God. Trying to think of the chronological order here.
I think it was Mjolnir.
Why would it be Mjolnir?
I'm pretty sure Thor came after Iron Man 2.
Negative.
Because
though.
no. Because the post credit scene was Coulson. Remember, he had the whole mission he was talking about in Iron Man 2, and that was the mission, finding Mjolnir.
And so it was still in the crater at that time.
Yeah.
So there was 2 Iron Man movies before Thor got his first movie.
Yeah, it went.
Yeah,
Iron Man,
makes sense.
Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America,
Wow,
Avengers.
Yeah.
the same Mjolnir. There you go.
Because I know.
Big A's a true fan. How many Infinity Stones does Thanos have when he arrives on Titan? That's a good question.
How many stones?
So Titan's the big planet where he fights
Yeah.
Doctor Strange and
Started
everybody.
with the power. He got
Reality.
He got power
reality.
first, then he got
Power,
space
reality,
second with the Tesseract,
PS3.
right space.
and then the third
Reality.
one was reality because he fought off the Guardians.
Yeah.
And so and what did he get from there? The reality,
Reality.
whatever I want. Okay, so that's what it was. So it's
Yeah.
3, and then he went to Titan, and that's when he got the
That was
Stranger's Time Stone.
Mhm.
Did he do the soul thing yet? No.
Oh, he had the soul one already.
he had the
Yeah.
soul one already.
Yeah.
When he fought, he
When he
did because
fought
time was
Doctor
the last
Strange.
one.
Right.
So he had 4 then when he fought. He knew I was on Titan,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, because he needed to get the time and then finally Vision. Yeah, 4.
Wow.
Wow, look at us doing math over here. In Doctor Strange, which Strange is given a Wi-Fi password. What's the password? I feel like it's Shambhala.
Shambhala.
Yeah. Shambhala.
Shambhala.
Yeah.
Bam, got it. What's the name of the trash planet Thor lands on in Thor Ragnarok? Morag, Titan, Xandar, or Sakaar?
I think it was
Sakaar.
Definitely Sakaar. That's what's up. Which song does not feature in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Cheap Trick by Surrender, ELO by Mr. Blue Sky, Sweet Fox on the Run, Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way.
I
Wow. Deep cut.
don't know that musically.
I know Mr. Blue Sky is for sure in it, I feel like.
I know it's in the beginning.
And then,
On the run, I think that's the beginning of like where his mom and his pa are like in
but this is the second movie.
yeah. They're but his mom and his dad at the Dairy Queen.
Right. Yeah.
So I think On the run's definitely in it. So it's between Cheap Trick, Fleetwood Mac.
I feel like Go Your Own.
Yeah, I feel like that one's.
Go Your Own Way.
I don't know how it sounds. I can't think.
I can't either.
Yeah. I feel like it would be that.
Bam, got it. Because
Ah.
the thing is I don't ever remember Fleetwood Mac being in a Guardians movie.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Including Far From Home's post-credit scenes. Okay, scene. How many MCU films has Maria Hill appeared in?
Who?
Maria Hill. She's like Nick Fury's right hand.
Yeah, the first time we saw her was in Avengers.
I believe so.
Yeah.
My God, how many movies has she been in?
That's one.
Fuck.
How many post credits?
Captain America 2.
No, it says how many MCU films has she been
Oh,
in?
including Far From
Oh boy.
She was in the Far From Home post credits.
Yep. That's when. Wait, Far From
Yeah, Far From Home.
Yeah, Far From.
The second one. The scroll one, I think it was like scrolls, right? Right?
Yeah.
The scroll ones. Her and
yeah.
Fury are scrolls.
Yeah, because it was after.
And that's a shot in the dark. What are we guessing? Like 5?
5.
Well, no, we could count them again.
Do you know every film she's been in?
Avengers was the first one she was
Okay.
in. And it was
Endgame.
Captain America 2.
Okay.
And it was. What came after that? Guardians of the Galaxy. Then was.
She was in Guardians.
No, she wasn't. I'm just trying to remember the order of the movies. Age of Ultron, she was in.
Probably.
Was she in Civil War?
No.
No.
No, right.
I don't think Fury was in it.
Not Fury.
Right, yeah, he wasn't in it either. And then was she in Endgame?
You know what? No. I think she was blipped.
Not even in the very end. The funeral.
Fight?
The funeral.
Oh.
I think she was there. So that's 4.
Yeah.
And then Far
Oh
From
yeah,
Home,
she was.
so
All right.
5.
Fuck it, we ball 5. 6.
Yeah,
Sick.
6. What was the other one?
Could not tell you, G. It's too many movies. Who was the leader of the Dark?
Oh yeah, she was.
So
All right.
5.
Fuck it, we ball 5. 6.
Yeah,
Sick.
6. What was the other one?
Could not tell you, G. It's too many movies. Who was the leader of the Dark Elves in Thor: The Dark World? Was it Algrim,
I think it was.
Aetri, Aether, or Malekith?
It was
Malekith.
Aether.
It's definitely Malekith.
You sure?
Yep.
I didn't even have to
You
read
would've-
the question.
You would have gotten that wrong.
I haven't seen Thor 2.
Garbage.
Not in a long
The best
time.
Thor.
This one's really specific. How many minutes into Endgame is it before Thanos is killed by Thor? There's 19, 25, 7, or 11.
I remember that shit happened quick.
I'd say like what, 11 minutes in? Maybe
Other
7.
than-
Nah,
11 or
because Tony
19.
and Nebula.
Okay.
took a long
Oh, Endgame. But it happens like at
Yeah,
the very
Endgame.
beginning.
Yeah,
Oh,
it does.
but you did say Nebula scene. That takes some time.
Yeah, I think it's between 19 and 11.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 19.
Yeah.
I'm going 19. I feel like it could be as late as 25, but 19, nice, very specific. In which city does Black Panther have that car chase scene? Is it Tokyo, Seoul, Shanghai, or Busan?
I think it was Seoul.
Hmm.
No, wait. Where is Seoul?
It's in South Korea. I believe it was in South Korea.
Was it?
China, Korea.
I don't think it was in
Korea.
Shanghai.
I think it was Shanghai.
think
Yeah,
it-
that's right.
So hold on. Final answer Shanghai. Final answer from Big A.
I'll say Seoul.
I'm gonna
not-
say-
not-
I'll say
can't
Seoul.
think of it.
Was it Busan?
What?
I knew it'd be
Ah.
Busan. Damn. Out of these 4 films, what is the shortest MCU film? Thor: The Dark World, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Doctor Strange, or Ant-Man?
Thor? Dark World?
Probably Ant-Man, I would think.
Yeah, I feel like it was them.
Oh yeah, it could be.
It was
I knew
Thor:
it
The
was
Dark
Thor, bro.
World.
That's
Gotcha.
wh-
How could a movie that feels so long be so short?
I told y'all, bro.
Thanos is first seen in which film? Avengers, like the first one.
know.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Avengers:
in
Age of Ultron, or Infinity War.
Yeah, it
was in-
was the Avengers. It was the post-credits.
Yeah, but oh yeah, for Age
Yeah.
of Ultron, yeah.
I
think it was the first Avengers
when he's like, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
No,
Yeah.
He gets the glove.
Oh yeah. No, he,
Before we got
no, he-
Josh Brolin in the role.
yeah, he did that in the. He didn't do that one yet. It was just kind of like his face in the first one.
Yeah, the character of Thanos. When is he first seen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
In
Avengers.
That's the
Post-credits.
question. That's the question, dog. That's the question. Does Gwyneth Paltrow appear in Spider-Man: Homecoming? Is that the first
Yeah,
one?
at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah.
When she's showing him the suit?
Yeah, when Tony
She's
shows
like,
him
"Where's the
Then
kid?"
yes,
new
he
suit.
does appear in it. All right,
God,
see what we got
wow,
here.
that-
Whoa. Calculating results. What does this give? 16 out of 23. Not bad, but you could do better. Take your time to do some research and come back in 5 years. We might have a spot for you on the team. Damn.
Yeah,
Rude.
That's mean.
You guys got eviscerated, man.
I'm not big.
Nah, not a big enough fan. Let's take a quick break and then let's get into these trailers. Back with our little reaction to Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. All right, let's roll that trailer, guys. There's actually like a storyline there now. This is like the first teaser we got. I was just like, what's going on here? There's a lot of fun, mindless comedy. I don't know. Does it rustle your Jimmy's Big Apple? You want to see it?
I don't know. The animation looks interesting.
That was the most compelling thing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that intentional like low frame rate thing? It gives me like Miles Morales vibes here.
Yeah,
Like Into the
Yeah,
Spider-Verse.
yeah. I was gonna say
Is that what it's called? Did I say the title right?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
It's been so long. When did that even come out?
2018.
Bruh. It's been like, we got blipped, and now we're here.
Yeah, I like the animation style.
It looks really good. Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready to see some good animation. Damon, do you know anything about this this other trailer? For the whale?
The whale. What is that?
So okay, do you remember our lovely childhood hero? I'm blanking. What's his name again? I know. We all remember our hero's names. He's from The Mummy,
Yeah.
man. You know?
What about him?
Anyway, he's back, bro. He's back to act. Brendan Fraser. Remember him?
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon Fraser.
Yeah, this is like his first acting debut in I don't know how many years. Like too many years. So anyway, here's the proper trailer. We heard about it, and Big A and I looked at some news before.
I remember him from my childhood as the Looney Tunes movie he did.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing him in a Looney Tunes movie.
No, Brandon Fraser. Yeah,
Was that him?
Yeah.
Don't remember.
you gotta see it. It's funny.
Looney Tunes back in action.
Yeah, I think that's.
He was
what
in it?
Yeah, I think so.
He was like a live action.
He's playing an actor, right?
And Steve Martin was the
Yeah.
villain.
Don't remember that.
It's a good movie.
I have to go rewatch that.
Very vaguely.
Well, regardless, this is supposed to be a crazy heavy drama that it was like critically acclaimed at the film festival it premiered at.
Really?
Yeah, so you ready?
Oh, so the movie's not even out yet?
Not for us normies. So that's a little teaser, and to give you some context, Damien, basically he's depicting, of course, the life of someone who's severely overweight and like the struggles he's going through with his daughter as a result of that. And it's supposed to be just like supposed to go off. It's supposed to be some critically acclaimed drama. So
Mhm.
that's the first. That's more of a teaser. I know it says official trailer, but it doesn't
Yeah.
really show too much.
Is
but-
it like based on a true story or something? Or
That's a good question actually. I feel like it's based in reality, but I don't know if it's based off a specific person. Let's look that up real quick. Well, based on a true story. It says the Renaissance. That's where in the midst of broske. It's an adaptation of a playwright. Okay, it's an adaptation of a play. I see, and it was adapted to film. That makes sense. So basically, it's the play is about an almost parable near I don't know what this is, but it's about a 600-pound shut-in named Charlie, who a grief-stricken, guilt-racked man seeking a measure of reconciliation with his estranged daughter Ellie before he succeeds in eating himself to death. So like I guess he's trying to fix that before it's too late.
I
you know?
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're 600 pounds, I mean, you are a shut-in. Like at that point,
Yeah,
like who's getting you food?
yeah, exactly. Well, he's relying on people, right? So
Oh.
Yeah.
that's the drama. That's the mental health aspect of it, right? What gets you there? So anyway, I just thought that'd be
Mhm.
something dark and heavy if you want to watch that for Christmas. You ready for a John Wick 4 trailer? Yeah, man. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Lighten the mood up a little bit. Bam, let's roll it.
So hype,
How's that making you feel?
bro. Where doesn't he go?
I know he's Mr. Worldwide. I mean, from that trailer, oh my gosh, this movie looks like spectacular. I
Yeah.
love all, what they did with the lighting and the color and all that. Like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
well, everything, which is
Set,
like visually
yeah.
looks
Yeah.
stunning. The fighting looks
There's
crazy.
a lot of set pieces.
A lot. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready. And it looks like they're gonna take like a little bit of not a breath, but like they're letting things kind of like the weight of things sink in a bit. Whereas like the last movie, he was just on the run for the entire film. It felt
Mhm.
like it looked like okay, we're building something here. We're building something. We're building something.
Yeah, this one feels a little bit more of the dramatic side of what he's going on.
Exactly. And then like, what's the future for him too?
Mhm.
Because they literally say, okay, like this is your chance, win or lose, to get a way out, right? Either you die or you're free of the hand, basically.
Right,
But
right.
then it's like, aren't they making more of these though? Isn't like a fifth one confirmed? Haven't
Yeah,
we
I think
talked
they're
about this?
trying to do at least 5.
At
And
least
then,
5.
yeah,
Why
and
not go
then
for even 6?
they're also doing like spin-offs on
Yeah,
like HBO Max.
Ooh,
they're definitely doing
yeah.
spin-offs.
He's gonna keep running for a while.
It's gonna be on the run forever. So it's pretty spicy.
Or
Pretty
maybe
spicy.
not.
Or maybe he dies. This is it. Then what would the fifth one be without him? I don't know.
Can't recast like that.
Oh, maybe you can, Damon. Maybe you
Recap.
can. Recast John Wick. No, I'm hyped for it. All right.
Well, what would the next movie be? Him fighting like in hell.
Same. The Afterlife, John Wick Afterlife.
Oh yeah,
It's just him-
he's killed a lot.
He's gotta
of people.
fight. He's gotta fight Satan himself, just like right now his little goons. That'd be crazy. Take a small break and then let's get into the Black Panther Wakanda Forever review. All right, we're back with our review of Wakanda Forever, the second Black Panther movie in what feels like ages. When did the first one come out again? Was that 2018?
2018. Yeah.
My God, everything came out in 2018. Where have we been the last 5 years? Have we been blipped, Big A? Is that where we are? That's what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah.
I wake up and I'm like, what year is this? But going into it, my initial thoughts were like, I wasn't sure how good or how strong this movie would be. There's literally, if you recall, that the script was just finished. Ryan Coogler had just finished like the original version of the script before Chadwick Boseman's passing,
Uh-huh.
and so they had to go back to the table and rewrite everything, and make it like a tribute, and they still had accomplished a lot. Like as we saw in the movie,
Right.
we had to deal, of course, with the passing of T'Challa or Chadwick Boseman because he's gone in real life. We had to tie into the larger Marvel machine, like with Everett Ross and Valentina, Dark Avenger stuff.
Mhm.
And of course, the huge introduction of new characters like Riri Williams, Ironheart, and of course, the entire culture of like Talakan, right? And the
Yeah.
people and of course, Namor and stuff. So this movie had to do a lot. And I don't know. We're gonna talk about if it works or not, like, cause it's got a huge amount of stuff on its plate, and it gets to
Yep.
some things better than others. Like honestly, personally, like I feel like Riri Williams was just kind of like there for the ride. Like they set her up, but I don't feel like she has enough time to shine through. Like she
Yeah,
could
no,
have
she wasn't very pivotal. She was more just
an accessory, right?
yeah, she was kind of what do you call it?
Like I know what you're trying. I think I might know what you're trying to say.
What's the word? The storytelling device that
That like sparks everything.
yeah, it, like pushes the story forward.
Right. Yeah. She was very much the reason why, because that machine's in the ocean looking for a vibranium in a place that isn't Wakanda and stuff like that. So we'll get to all that. But I kind of want to start at the beginning with us throwing us into that really dramatic scene of Shuri trying to save T'Challa with
Right,
the
yeah.
recreation of the
Oh,
heart-shaped
yeah.
herb, because
Mhm.
of course, as we remember, Killmonger burned it in the first movie, and they talk about it later in the movie too. What I wasn't expecting was that device to come back around later when she recreates it again using the bracelet from
Yeah.
Namor's mother.
The thread made from the
Right.
There's a new
holy
strain.
plant.
There's a
Yeah.
new strain of vibranium.
Yeah,
and
from the aloe plant.
exactly, that grew underneath
But they never said like they could find more of that though. Like
the plant specifically.
yeah.
Yeah, they didn't mention that. It looked like there was just
Right,
one. But if there's one, there's got to be more than one, right? You would think.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a one-off
Maybe.
deal. Maybe. But the more important thing, the world-shaking thing, is that vibranium exists outside of Wakanda. I mean, even they make
Right.
a big deal about it in the movie. It's like everything they thought, the legends, everything. It's all kind of turned on its head. It's a new dawn for them.
Mhm.
I wonder how many other locations there could be. I mean,
Yeah,
not that
'cause
there'd be
they're supposed to be, like,
civilizations,
scattered.
right? And meteorites can like scatter. They could break up in the atmosphere and go to different locations.
Mhm.
So I wonder if, I'm not saying there's other civilizations hiding, but it's just food for thought. It's like where else are they gonna go mining, in the sea to get more? So I think that part was set up really well. And I don't know, how'd you guys feel about like the overall tone of it? I know this movie is a lot less jokey, for good reason, than a lot of MCU films.
Yeah.
Did you
No,
enjoy
yeah.
that? Did you?
It was. I felt like that was
Is important,
expected
right?
and like needed to like
For sure.
especially like coming back.
Right.
Like how are you gonna address all of these like things that is happening? So
What do you think about that?
I think like you guys said, like it makes sense for the circumstances.
Mhm.
I also think for me personally, like this kind of tone in general, like the more mature side of Marvel, I think that's where uh the MCU has worked best. So
Mhm. Yeah.
in a certain way, it did lend itself. Um,
To that tone.
yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. And I feel like for the most part, it it works really well, and it does. I like that more mature aspect to it. I will say there was a couple parts there, like I don't know if the jokes were bad or the dialogue was just really cringe, but like some of the jokes just don't land. Like Riri, like kind of like I don't know if it was delivery, but remember she made fun of like Okoye's ashy head and stuff. I was like,
Right.
it was a funny joke on the surface, but I was like, it just seemed kind of like out of nowhere. I was like, that's a weird defense mechanism. Or like whenever the queen is talking to Shuri at the beginning of the film a couple times and they're alone and they're making that awkward small talk. You could argue that's intentional, but
Right.
I was like, ooh, this is kind of like whenever something that isn't earth shattering isn't happening on screen, I felt like the small talk was just kind of like
Yeah.
forced and weird.
Well,
Right.
I guess
Is that just me, or is that
I guess it's a result of like what
Really
kind
talk
of
about?
humor can they put in this movie that would make sense.
Yeah.
Mm,
Like
good
it had to
point.
be like situational, you
Yeah.
know, or
Yeah.
something.
On that same point, to counter my own point, I feel like a good defense would be like because they're so broken and like shattered, like what is our new normal, right? You know what I mean? Like with
Mhm.
so much loss and stuff, like how can you just be casual? So maybe that is like a good defense of it. I don't know, but
Yeah.
there were some lulls that I don't know felt kind of just awkward, but maybe it was intentional. I don't know. Did you guys notice? Because I watched it twice. I think we all did. Did you
Mhm.
notice that the queen was going to tell Shuri about T'Challa Jr. before Namor swam up?
Was she?
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Did y'all notice that?
always
She was
No, I
wondered.
like,
didn't.
Shuri, I have something to tell you. And
Yeah.
then the elephants scream,
Oh.
and then Namor shows up.
Whoa.
That's what. Okay.
But
I would
that
have never expected that.
it's crazy, right? Yeah. But you know what is also weird about that is the fact that she knows about T'Challa Jr., but she didn't know about um, T'Challa's wishes for what's her name? Is it Namora?
Nakia.
Nakia? Okay, Nakia not to show up to his funeral in Wakanda.
Yeah,
Right,
his
right.
own
That feels like a
funeral.
plot hole. Because like, how can you know about
Yeah.
his kid, but not about his wishes to not show up to the funeral? It just made
Yeah.
that small talk between
And
them.
like, yeah, why'd she hide that?
When
I
she
guess
shows up in Haiti,
did
kind of weird.
T'Challa like not never tell his own wife that like
So what?
that he told his mom about T'Challa Jr.
Well, maybe okay. I mean, maybe she found out about it in the years after his passing. Well, he's only been dead a year in the movie,
Right. Yeah. It was
but she's been living in Haiti for like 5 years since the blip.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Hmm.
Plot hole. Maybe not.
I don't know.
It could be tripping, but
It does feel like this movie had a lot of history within the characters
Mhm.
that we hadn't really seen like previously. Like, not to say that we couldn't infer that it was there already, but there was like a greater sense of it, I think, in this movie than it was like even in the first Black Panther.
I agree, especially with his relationship with was it Nakia?
Mm-hmm.
Especially
Right.
that because it was alluded
Yeah.
to in the first Black Panther, but it was like
Yeah.
it was almost like a will they won't they, like they didn't have time
I
to
think they
explore
would
it.
have
Mhm.
definitely explored it more
Had he
you know,
still
yeah.
had he still been
Right.
alive, of course. So that's another thing that adds to this movie's sense of emptiness, like not in a negative way, but it's just like it feels like there's a lot, obviously like a large hole in it, and there's a lot of catch up that this movie has to do. It feels
Right.
very
Because
transitory.
they're setting up a lot with him ever since Civil War.
They've been setting up a lot, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this was gonna be like his big like trio movie break if you think about
Like
it.
what does it mean to lead and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I think also Ryan Coogler said that in the original script that T'Challa was gonna deal with what it was like to be a leader who wasn't there for his people for like 5 years or something like that. Like what that
Yeah,
means,
yeah.
that power
Right.
vacuum. So it's a lot. That's why I give the movie some excuses. I'm like, yeah, well they had to do a lot, and I feel like overall they did a pretty good job with what they were given. Another thing it's this time around too that I appreciated was like the VFX and the action overall seemed to be a lot more on point compared to the first one. The spectacles were nicer. The use of slow mo got me. Like I thought it was really tastefully done.
Yeah.
Like I love when M'Baku got his chest punched in by Namor. Like the other dude's a menace. Namor's like a
Yeah.
force to
that
be
was
reckoned
dope.
with. You guys notice how like Riri killed like 8 cops with their special delivery?
She did. Yeah.
didn't know what-
They just
Remember
casually
that?
dropped in.
She's like, I got something for y'all. I
Oh,
she just like nukes
threw
8
the
cops.
drone at the cops.
I was like, that's what it was, the drone,
Yeah.
right? I was like, we're just gonna sweep by all that
a
murder.
multi-million-dollar like
And I was
drone
like,
being
okay. I mean, to some people they're like, whatever. But I was just like, that's kind of interesting. I wonder if the implications of that will follow her or not. I don't know.
Nah,
Right.
bro. They're superheroes.
But I want to circle back to Shuri real quick, since she is like the emotional crux of the film, right?
She's the main character.
She literally is. She had to
from
step
beginning
up to it
end.
from start to end. Exactly.
Yeah.
But one thing that was interesting is that while I followed like her logic and more or less what she was feeling most of the time, I felt like it was hard to, and I'm sure she didn't get her own values. Like with her, like the hint at like her atheism and her not believing in the Panther God, and then by the end of the movie, calling on it for help, and her just not knowing and just figuring it out. You know what I mean? Like, and I appreciated that because it was realistic. But at the same point, I'm
Yeah.
like, what's going on? Like, what's going on in your brain, Shuri? And like the whole triple fake out at the end with Killmonger, which we'll get into later. It just, it was hard to be like on the same page with her. That's what I found kind of frustrating at times because I feel like, and it was natural, but she was flopping a lot. I'm like, what are we doing, Shuri? Like, what are we doing? I feel your pain, but like, what are we doing? So
Yeah.
again, like a counter to my own point, like I feel like it kind of works because she's figuring it out, and the whole twist of like her mom being killed by Namor sends her over the edge too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right, right.
damn.
I was kind of surprised that she didn't kill Namor, like on the cool. But
Again,
like she had
that's
the
what I'm saying.
realization in that moment, obviously. But like the whole like intent of the movie, she was even like, "You're gonna help me, Baku." Like,
Yeah,
I
Baku,
don't give a shit. You're gonna help me kill
That
them.
was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Large
that
in
was-
charge walked in there, and I was like, ooh. I like him being the counsel because he has to step up too in a way. Now
Mhm.
that so many people close to the royal family have died,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's
yeah.
really just Shuri.
Really just him and Shuri.
Yeah, and
At
he
this
even
point.
said T'Challa said like be her advisor and stuff like that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, he really did have to step up. We'll get to that later too because there's a lot to talk about with M'Baku in his future. How did you guys feel about the origin story of Namor and everything that came with that? I thought
I
that was a nice
really
little
enjoyed it.
story.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
cool
That world building was
that
nice.
like it all came from them, like just kind of relying on this aloe plant to save them.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It kind of
And how like that forced them under the
Yeah.
water,
yeah,
which
like,
was cool because they skirted past all that colonization
Right.
Mhm.
and created their own culture and stuff. So I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were gonna do some sort of
But
Atlantis City thing.
is he immortal? Like,
Well, he said in
He
the movie
ages
he ages
slower.
very slowly.
Yeah.
And that tracks because if he's like 500 years old and he only looks like a 30-year-old person, you
Yeah.
know, whatever. So then maybe he's got like a millennia to go.
yeah, because I know he was like barely like 6 or 7 when his mom was like all like old, and everything.
Right. If even
Mhm.
that old, yeah. So for sure.
And he's also a mutant.
Yeah, they talked
first
about
mutant
that. And
in
I'm
the
like, how does he
MCU.
know that word? Or is it just a coinky dink?
Well, no, I think it's just like a word.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's
Oh,
it.
or
I meant like mutant proper.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
since
yeah.
we're folding in the X-Men to the MCU now,
right.
I was like, how does he know? How does he know the branding like that? But maybe he literally thinks about the genetic component of all
Right,
that
yeah.
stuff too. Another thing I didn't consider, but I thought that was interesting, is that how advanced can they really be? Like, yeah, they have like the cool underwater city, but there's a lot you can't do underwater. You can't do chemistry. I don't think you can like forge metal stuff. Like, how do
Mhm.
they even get their weapons? and
Well,
stuff?
I think that's
Is it
like
the cave?
the exploration of like.
What's the
Remember
film?
when he brought Shuri down? He
Right.
was like, "I brought the sun to my people." Like, I don't know how recently that was, but it sounds pretty like recent when he was
Yeah.
saying that to her. So I think they're just now experimenting with all that.
Also,
And-
it looks to be like they're more impoverished. Like their whole land, like them being underwater, like they were like playing soccer, whatever.
Yeah,
with
yeah. Do like a little hoop.
little hoop thing,
Mhm.
whatever. Like it looks like in a way their land was cursed by the vibranium landing there, whereas Wakanda was kind of flourishing because.
Oh, that is interesting. I always thought that was a limitation of the water, though.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I guess that as well, but
It is interesting
Like,
seeing the differences
yeah,
between
yeah,
them.
like-
How they're still very much like
Yeah.
tribal, whereas like Wakanda
Mhm.
is like advanced. Like, they have whole skyscrapers and like flying machines. You know what I mean? Like ships and stuff like that and boats. And
yeah,
Right.
Advanced
But-
Yeah,
weaponry
they're definitely more limited than Wakanda.
for sure.
Yeah, but they're also different. Like, they're not just normal like humans. Like
That's
Like
true.
Wakandans are still
Yeah.
like base.
I understand
humans.
Namor is a mutant, but does that mean his people are mutants?
Well, they are stronger than
Right, than base humans.
than base humans.
Because of the pressures they live at and because
Yeah.
of like the whole species they are now, the
Yeah,
blue
the
people.
circumstance. Yeah.
So that's interesting. Another thing I noticed too, did you guys notice this?
Right.
That under the water, they're normal skin tones. Did
Mhm.
you notice that? And then like when they come to the surface, they're blue.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dehydration.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Yeah,
Oh.
when they're out of the water, that's when they're the least hydrated.
Huh.
So
Right.
they turn
Interesting.
blue.
Because they breathe
Like
those gases.
a person would
Turn like
when
purple
they're,
when they're
like, choking or
choking.
whatever. Yeah.
Interesting. But they can still fight and stuff. Oh, I guess they have the little.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
But it's the rest of their body that is
Oh,
like kind of without.
that's so trippy. Okay. Good. I didn't think about it like that. That's pretty cool. All
Also,
that-
really like that fight scene with the main
Yeah, the main generals.
general.
Yeah, that
right?
was tight. The
And
warrior.
yeah.
Warrior. Come
yeah.
here. Dude, with the
That
was it
crew
Koye
was
and that dude?
awesome. Yeah.
Dude, every time those two like faced off, I was like, yes, give me more of this.
Yeah, they went back
And-
to it like 2 or 3 times, right?
And it was formidable. I mean,
Mhm.
they were literally like basically equally matched depending on the circumstances. You know what I mean? If not a little, depending on what was going on.
Yeah, I love how like he was like watching her take on the 3 smaller soldiers.
And like sizing her
As
up.
yeah,
That was tight, dude.
like
He's
just
like, go help out.
analyzing,
So
like,
so.
all right, that's
Yeah, dude, that was cool. Did you like the whale stuff? Because I was in love. Anytime they
Dude,
rolled in on
yes,
a
that
whale,
was
I was like,
awesome.
all those,
oh,
like, the killer whale and
shit.
everything.
The killer whale.
Dude,
Like,
when
yeah.
Shamu whoever like tail flipped it when
Yeah.
they last, and then like they jumped onto the Wakandan ship. Oh, I loved all of that.
I'm not
bro.
gonna lie. Did they use a shark? No.
With they said
they
his
did.
throne is like a megalodon's jaw.
No, but like I meant like
Mhm.
Like an actual shark?
Yeah.
They might have, but I think it was mostly whales that they rode on.
Was
Like,
it?
they rode on
Yeah.
like the cavalry. If you
Well,
will.
makes sense because they're bigger.
They can
they're
hold more
bigger
people.
mammals.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. How'd you guys like all the sea lore stuff? Did you like the sirens, like calling, like singing to
Oh
people, and
yeah,
making
dude,
them
that was
like
awesome.
making
I
them
was like,
commit
I didn't even
suicide?
think about that.
Yeah, that's the
Like
connection
that.
I made. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, historically, like ships and stuff, like
Well,
the
yeah,
sirens.
I didn't think that they would use sirens in
In
the
that way.
movie. Like I didn't even
That was tight. I liked it. That was
come
like
to think of it.
that was a really cool
Like,
like
It was
more
lore
like
obvious.
thing.
eerie. It wasn't like
Yeah, it was
disgusting to
eerie.
hear, but like it was kind of like
Was it
Mhm.
and
Like-
they keep
like a
building
chant.
and stuff?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you're like,
I was like, those horror elements like kind of worked. Maybe not like the so and so's gone. I don't know, but the siren stuff was cool. It was a really cool introduction to Namor and his army. Like
Mhm.
that first little scene on the excavation ship or whatever it was.
Mhm.
So I really liked all of that, and they came into play later on the attack on Wakanda. Um, it could have been the delivery or maybe a lack of blood or ruthlessness because like, the lack of blood in this movie kind of annoyed me. But like Namor should have
Yeah.
seemed like more of a threat when things didn't go his way. Like I don't know if it was his delivery or some things, but like I could have done with him being more physically violent or at the very least like more like sinister in his delivery or something because like he was obviously very strong, very formidable,
Mhm.
but I don't know what it was. Like it was like, oh, he's very likable in the scene. The next scene, he's supposed to be a menace. I'm like, no, but I kind of like you though. Like, are you a menace? I don't know. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Do you get what I'm saying here?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I feel like they didn't
I guess
show
we
off his
could
side.
have seen like more close quarters,
Mm.
in terms of like when he got angry.
Mhm.
Because like the biggest scene where he like turned was when he went to go flood Wakanda.
Yeah. That
And-
was like,
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay. He's upset. He's
That was-
pissed.
But yeah, I guess like in terms of like close quarters combat, like we didn't get to see too many of like him fighting
Yeah.
like close up.
Until it was like the very end with shooting. But
Right.
That's about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I could have done with more of that. But also, I mean, I don't know how you guys felt about that. But on that same note, like the movie, I felt like needed to show some blood. Like I know it's supposed to be like family friendly, but you can't pit like two of the fiercest warrior groups on the planet
Yeah.
against each
Like
other.
they're pretty like brutal.
And there's like not a
yeah.
drop of blood at all. Like not even. They're literally like spearing each other at the end on the submarine
right.
and
Yeah.
flinging people off and like getting bit by sharks, like I think you said,
Yeah.
and nothing. I'm just like,
well, I
come
mean,
on, man.
when
Like it would have
Yeah.
added to like
when
the intensity.
Okoye like
Right.
stabbed the blue people, like
No
getting-
blood.
Yeah.
Close up, getting
Like
stabbed.
it's
Like,
Disney. They gotta sell tickets.
I know,
bro.
but I mean, come on. It would have been
I
more
don't know. I
immersive.
didn't think about it very much.
You didn't.
No.
It just felt like it was very much training. Like we're just training. Like it felt like they were just like going through the motions in that
Mhm.
last battle.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I noted was when the Taliban soldiers they were stabbed and like they healed, right?
Oh, do you think they have an increased healing factor or something?
Yeah.
Like they
So
don't bleed as easily?
yeah, because remember Okoye, she stabbed like the 3 of them
I do.
and
Nothing
they
happened.
fell, but then they got back up
That's true.
and they went off to go help out.
Yeah, they should have died.
Namor.
That's true.
Okay. All right.
So
Well, if that's the
at
logic,
least
I
with
can
them,
see it. I could see it.
at least with them,
Yeah.
they have something.
But you
like-
telling me like Wakanda's didn't get chomped on by like a shark?
No, but like
You know what I
think
mean?
about like the last fight, like both Wakandans and the people died definitely, right? Like
There had to be some death. There's no
Like,
way
right?
that like people getting like stabbed in
Oh,
the
yeah.
sea, like it didn't result in some Wakandan death.
Yeah, there were definitely people like falling. and whatnot.
Yeah,
dying.
exactly.
so
getting
shouldn't-
exploded or
Shouldn't the
something.
seas have like turned red?
A little bit, but it's a family movie. You can't be doing all that.
Okay.
No,
okay.
all the sharks ate up all
They sucked it all up through a straw, bro. How did you feel about the runtime overall, Big Apple? Do you feel like it could have been trimmed here and there? Do you feel like it was all adequate,
I mean, definitely the Val stuff could have been
faster?
faster, or I don't know, not as. I don't know. It felt kind of out of left, like kind of random, for them to have her in there. It makes sense for the context of the larger MCU.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
and then also Riri Williams.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on that too.
But
I understand why
I
they did it.
I don't know. Yeah, it makes sense for the plot. You know, the government wants to be in on it.
Mm-hmm. And then the summit meetings
Uh,
too with the queen and stuff like that was
yeah,
all necessary.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
all tied in. Like it all makes sense. But like, yeah, it would have been
So
cool if it was a tighter story, more
yeah, I
self-contained.
think Ryan Coogler did a good job for what it was
Exactly.
in making sure it flowed with the story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I think he did the best with what he had to do. Like I feel like there's parameters he had to meet. Nah, you gotta include this, you gotta include that. And he's like, all right, let's make it work. And then
Yeah.
he did. You know
So
what I
when Killmonger was actually like giving away vibranium weapons, like I wonder how much did he give away? Like, because there's obviously still like
Right, yeah.
black
That's a
market
good
like
question.
vibranium weapons out there.
Well,
But like how much?
didn't hold on, but didn't the Dora Milaje like recover a lot of that at the end of Black Panther 1 or maybe in another movie? Like I thought they were going out to clean up his mess at some point, right? Or maybe I just made that up.
Maybe I don't know if maybe the blip changed that. Maybe.
Good point.
But
I'm sure there's some things running around. There's no way you can like contain 100% of a mess like that. You know, there's
Mhm.
got to be some like black market stuff still going on with some vibranium stuff.
yeah.
But it's a good question. It's a good question. Um, the music and score were really fitting. Like it worked a lot.
Mhm.
There's a lot of music in this movie, and a lot of times I was like, "Yep, that works." And I thought it was really cool. Another thing I really appreciated was since it was such a big like Mr. Worldwide type of movie, there was a lot of different languages and cultures, and they subbed it in the appropriate colors. Like they
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
they
like
changed up for every
exactly like
Oh, they did?
yeah, you
every
didn't notice that?
language.
So anytime they were speaking, I don't know what the language of was it like Aztec they were speaking for the people of Telecon. It was like ancient Aztec something. I think that's what they were speaking.
Yeah.
Anyway, that
was
language
the-
it was like blue, obviously, or anytime they showed a location that was
Oh
in
yeah, it was
Telecon, it was
blue.
blue.
Mhm.
And I think white was I think it was Wakandan.
Yeah.
I think it was white was Wakandan, and then Spanish was like yellow
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So like I was like cool touches, and then I think French I guess was maybe like
Right. They
white or
also-
something. They spoke French as well.
Mhm.
But anyway, it was all color coded. Like you like the important languages. Okay, it's that. So like that helped the audience out a bit. So that was really cool. How do you feel about Killmonger being her vision? Because they were hyping that up the entire movie. Like, what's her vision gonna be? What's her vision gonna be?
Yeah.
How
well,
did you feel about
I think it makes sense because it uh epitomizes what she is falling into,
Mm-hmm.
and it's allowing her to see it in a different light. Um, by
Like with the way he's
by
challenging her.
seeing, yeah, by
Like-
seeing that Killmonger is the person that
She's becoming.
yeah that
Uh-huh.
she's becoming. Well, like the fact that she's or sorry
No,
that
you're good.
Killmonger is the person that shows up in her vision
Mhm.
rather than her family her closer family members.
Right.
It presents her with the idea that she is herself becoming what Killmonger was.
Right. I think it was interesting that he's not necessarily like steering her in the right direction, but he's more like holding a mirror up to what she's done.
Yeah,
Because he challenges her and she challenges him. She's like, "Don't say my brother's name. Don't say this. I'm nothing like you." And he's like, "Aren't you?" And he's like, "I'm here. I'm taking care of business." And like, sounds like you want to do the same. And he brings up a lot of good points too. He calls out like the hypocrisy of her father,
Mhm.
how T'Challa was too noble to get anything done, how she blamed him for the death of her mother, but he's like, nah, like don't take that away from her. She sacrificed herself trying to save Riri Williams. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
like these decisions we make. He was going on with some larger point, but he was challenging her was the big thing. And what
Right.
they cut out and we didn't get towards the end until she was about to kill Namor was the fact that she wanted like that was her mission. She really intended to go and killing him, and then her mother like finally spoke to her in that moment, and that's what caused her to like take a step back and spare
Right.
his life.
Mhm.
But that whole thing, think of Namor's whole purpose in this entire film. He wants Wakanda's alliance. They're the only other people who are that advanced and who obviously have access to vibranium.
Right.
Doesn't he kind of win in the end? Like, wouldn't you guys agree with that?
Yeah. I
Like,
would say so.
Yeah, he's just put in his place though. So like
Sure.
he can't like pressure them anymore into like war because like
But he gets what he wants.
yeah he does in the
Regardless,
end,
he got
yeah.
bested, right? He could have died, but her being the good guy forces him like to stay alive, of course, and then he gets what he wants. He gets that alliance with Wakanda. So
Mhm.
where that goes, I don't know, but that's kind of crazy. That's gonna be a
Yeah.
interesting
Did
alliance.
you see? Did you think his last moments sounded like villainous, or do you think it was more like
Nah, it seemed more like someone who's looking out for the interests of his people. That's the thing too. Is
Yeah.
like to me, he's more Black Adam than Black Adam. He's like he's actually just looking out
Right.
for his own interests. For
Yeah.
real. Like he doesn't really care what he has to do it. He doesn't mind
Mhm.
killing. He doesn't
Yeah.
mind doing anything like that. But he wants to protect his people. Like that's the bottom line.
And it
Yeah.
was kind of good the way like him and his people like were doing it, like kind of like pressuring the world into thinking that the Talocan were, or the Talocan attacks were Wakandan attacks.
Right.
So like
like the
by
optics of
putting
it.
pressure on
Mhm.
them, like
That's
oh,
what I'm
it's not
saying.
us,
It's
we
like
you know?
he's good at that. He's good at being like that tactician, that like
No,
that
yeah.
that political general.
So he's already screwed up like the political opinion on like the Wakandans especially.
He's forcing
So,
their hand, both
yeah.
politically, physically, and of course with that. I mean, he killed the queen and basically got off scot free.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. So
Yeah.
he definitely won, even though he lost. Something to think about. He's not to be tested. I don't know. Did you like the accents of black and gold on her new Black Panther outfit? Because it shows that she got a little bit of
it
that,
looks good.
that
it looks good.
Killmonger in her,
Yeah.
but a little bit of her OG brother in her.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's befitting.
It is. I'm trying to think of what else. Is there anything else you guys liked or didn't like, or anything that stood out to you in the movie? Before I give you my final thoughts.
Anything that what?
You
I liked how
didn't like?
raw the fight scene between Shuri and Namor was.
Oh, by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how like she like scratched his back and like
Mm.
going at it.
There's some blood finally.
Yeah, that was a little bit of blood.
Just a little. Little
Just
tip.
Also, when she got stabbed, I think there was some blood. Or,
Unless
like-
unless she
Like, at
coughs
least
them up.
around the
Oh,
wound.
I would hope.
Yeah,
It
but
did- it goes
just-
went right
yeah,
through
the
her.
suit like patched it up.
The
They're
suit
like, no, we
that
can't
did
show
that
it. Yeah.
nanotech stuff and like
Right,
sealed it
right.
right up. Like, nah, you don't want to look at that. And about that too, that last fight when he stabbed her, and I was like, oh, wouldn't that be gangster if he killed off everyone in that family line? And then I thought about it some more, and I was like, nah, they can't.
I'd
do
be
that.
like,
Someone's
Yeah,
gotta
T'Challa
do it.
Jr.
But that'd be
already,
crazy
bro.
though. Like if he
Already.
did, like that would be some insane stuff. But there's no way they were gonna go through with that. And I was like, they had me going, Ryan, you dirty rascal.
I wonder when they're gonna introduce like Michael B. Jordan's kid into the.
You think he's got a kid? He's got a few kids. He's got a few kids. They're all Wakandans. And then finally they do that little send out, that little tribute at the end, when she goes to Haiti. She finally burns.
Right.
What was it, the funeral gown or dress that she
Is
wore?
that what it was?
I thought that's what it was, to symbolize like the finality of the grieving process that you
I
made.
feel like they needed to introduce that a little bit more into the story. 'Cause
It was like
a
a line. It was like a line or two.
That was
Because they wanted to do that when Shuri and was it Queen
Ramonda.
Ramonda. Yeah, it's whenever they were burning it for the first time before they got met with Namor, and she's like, I'm not burning it because she wasn't ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what they were doing in the first place.
Okay.
Well, she also didn't believe it either.
That too. See her
Is that the dress she's wearing when she takes the heart shape?
I don't
Or is that-
think that's it. It's when they go to the funerals.
Okay.
It's when they go to the funerals. They're dressed up in the white gowns
Okay.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. It was like a line. I'm like, okay, get with it.
Mhm.
But then of course Rihanna's song plays, and then finally post credit scene. How'd you feel about the post credit scene? Talk to me. You like a little T'Challa Jr. coming up in the spot?
It was nice.
Was all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just
Like it was it was a lot of story catch up, like you said. So I was like, who is this?
yeah, it's a lot of what you missed on Glee. I was like, oh, okay, so this
I
has to
felt
happen.
like Shuri.
Huh?
I felt like Shuri in that scene.
Like just confused
Yeah,
as
just
shit.
like,
I was like,
oh.
huh? When did this
Yeah.
happen? Yeah, I agree. I was with Shuri 100%. I was like, when did he have a kid? So I felt that they're just trying to keep it going, trying to keep the legacy
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
But I mean, it's nice.
It's nice.
Like
It's
the-
cute.
Do
you think they're gonna-
Do with it.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna time skip him at any point, or do you think they're gonna let him age naturally?
I don't know that they're gonna bring him back necessarily.
Not like
Mm,
him,
not
but
for a
the
while.
character. You don't think they're gonna bring him back for a
No.
while?
I don't know if they're gonna like use him like as a character. I think it's just like
Just there, like lurking in the background till it's time.
I don't know.
Like 10 years from
No.
now, he'll be like,
They'll do like a
20
teenage
something.
like Black Panther.
I
right.
mean, nobody's
Yeah.
Black Panther right now. So
Well, no, I thought Shuri was.
no,
That's
she.
what I want to talk to you about. Isn't she Black Panther?
Well, the last scene was
Her naming a break or what?
what's his name? M'Baku
Doing the challenge
doing the challenge
on the cliffside.
So I think what they're saying is she just took it up for that one time and now she's letting it
Oh,
go to whoever.
I didn't know that. I thought he was just challenging for the right to the throne.
Yeah.
I thought that's what he was doing.
I don't think he's
Not to be Black Panther, but he was like, oh, she won't be joining us today, but who wants to challenge me for
I mean,
the throne?
isn't it
It's not one and the same.
not?
No, because acting Black Panther,
didn't have the Black Panther.
and she was queen. Yeah, she didn't have Black Panther.
Right, but that was also because they didn't have the heart shape.
Okay, do you want to go back to a Civil War when his father was the king and he was still Black Panther? T'Challa was Black
Well,
Panther,
T'Challa was Black Panther.
but he wasn't king. His father was.
Yeah, but he took up the mantle.
No, he was Black
He,
Panther.
like he was,
But
it was
his-
passed down to him.
His father
Sure.
was a Black Panther though.
I know his
he killed,
father
because he
was,
killed his
but
brother.
he wasn't an
Oh, yeah.
acting Black Panther.
Oh no, he wasn't.
What I'm saying was T'Challa was a Black Panther whilst his father was king
How long
at the
does
same
the
time,
how long
wasn't
does
it?
the thing last?
I would assume so
until you
because
take it out.
he had the ring when the no, that was his dad's ring. I think
Mm.
that he got when he blew up in Civil War.
But I don't know if it's a prerequisite to be ruler that you have to be a Black Panther. Like, it can't be a separation of powers thing.
I don't.
'Cause
I think
what
it
I
is,
thought was that
but-
Shuri was going to be Black Panther while M'Baku was going to have like be king of Wakanda. I thought that was going to be the case. But she
Mhm.
might not even do it anymore. Like, there is no Black Panther, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I think they're at least leaving it ambiguous because it definitely seemed like she wasn't necessarily choosing
Right.
much at all by the end. Like she wanted to be in Haiti and like spend time with Nakia.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
don't know that
and that's what I
necessarily-
mean. I know we're in the larger
Yeah.
MCU machine, but I'm like, there's no sense of too much finality in this movie. I'm like, it feels like it's very transitory. Like, okay, we're getting you up to speed, but then kind of building to something else. We don't know what it is yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it was good, but I was just like, what's next? What's next? And then maybe that's the point. But
yeah.
I just wanted to leave you with that.
They're
thought.
trying to set up, bro.
But it's
Give
like
'em
we're constantly
time.
setting up. Like, give me a standalone. Like, give me a nice
Well,
How,
have you
story.
how
seen
do you feel
many-
this movie will age?
I feel like it'll be like
At
like a
least-
time capsule.
at least for another like 5 years.
Because I feel like it's just gonna be like a tribute and a time capsule, because it's introduction to Namor and his culture, and they do a little bit. It's
Right.
a lot of setup. The movie's just a lot of setup. That's all it is. It's very
Mhm.
phase 1, phase 2 in that manner. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, you think back to like what really happened in Iron Man 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you think it's
Yeah, what
almost
did
in a
happen
way-
in
You know what
Iron
I'm
Man
saying? Like,
2?
what really happened?
Yeah.
You know what
do,
I mean?
do you think in a way it's almost on par with Iron Man 2?
In that kind of regard,
because it's so much. Setup?
Nah, it's definitely had a more impactful.
but culturally
character
speaking,
than-
yes,
did,
it's impactful and it's
But
important.
is that because of
The passing
the
of
passing
Chadwick
of
Boseman?
Chadwick Boseman?
Well, I think
Or-
it's a symptom of it. Like, it's a result, because, like I said, we all
Yeah,
agree that
'cause-
Ryan Coogler did the best with what he was given, right?
right.
Right.
So that's not the movie he set out to make. It's the movie he had to make. You know what I mean? But it's not the one he set out to make.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
that being said, this movie feels like it's harsh to say Band-Aid because that's not what it is. But it's kind of like, we're catching you up. We're also paying tribute. This movie's trying to do a lot.
Yeah.
And so it's very much like a stepping stone to something else at this point, because the course has changed. That's
Right.
just the bottom line. I feel like, you know what I mean? So like, maybe 3 is gonna be amazing because, okay, they know what they're working with now, and they know what they want to do
Yeah.
with regards to what they have left in the toy box, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like the little like villain, like anti-hero, like they had
With
Namor as
who?
the villain.
Namor? Yeah,
like it still played out like pretty well. They didn't kill him off, and they're just like, yeah, but he was like,
They
you
they
know,
couldn't kill
he
him
was a-
off.
He was a
'cause he's
conflicting.
gotta come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he got what he wanted. Like, I'm telling you, he won by the end of this. Like, he definitely
He won. He
He
won.
Also,
won.
do you
He's
feel like
superior.
they could make a movie on Namor?
A standalone?
Yeah, like a standalone.
Definitely.
Yeah, but how standalone are standalones these days? You know what I mean, in the MCU?
True, but like in the sense that, because looking at Talokan, did you feel like there was enough for them to be able to
Stand on their own?
like do a movie underwater, like the way that world looks? I don't know if it necessarily lends itself to a full story.
They could do
I know what you mean.
a show.
I think it would have to be matters dealing with the surface world. I don't know if, like you said, I
Yeah.
agree. I don't think it could be entirely underwater, and like, because how many other tribes are there? You know how like Wakanda has like 5 or 6 different tribes there.
Yeah.
Right.
You can
Yeah.
call them like almost states.
Mhm.
I feel like Talokan is just very limited. You know,
Yeah, it looked like they had like maybe
One city.
3
Well,
representatives.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like
other than Namor.
thousands of feet below like all this water. you
yeah.
know?
He claims that he has more like soldiers than this land has army of grass. You know, when he talked to,
Right.
but it's just
Blades
like
of grass.
blades of grass. How many people can he really have down there? You know what I mean? Yeah, am I supposed to believe there's millions of people in that city?
I mean, if he's as old
Millions?
as he is,
Could be.
Maybe it gets
Potentially.
deeper than what he showed Shitty.
Yeah, maybe it gets deeper. Like, you
it
know,
always gets.
always deeper. I don't know, something to think about. But yeah, I think a lot of his, if he does get a sequel, it's gonna be a lot of him interacting
Yeah.
with the surface world and dealing with threats up there.
Yeah.
And,
I just
like-
wonder, like, because I don't know. In Aquaman, they did a great job, like set wise,
of the city.
making sure it was like colorful and being able to like
Yeah.
physically distinguish what's what.
It looks better, a bit more
Yeah.
visually appearing, and it looks more vast than like what we saw from Telecom.
Yeah, yeah, and there were a lot of not tribes, but like different like worlds within.
For sure.
Yeah, but like
UC
they're trying to go
there.
for like a more like realistic, like
That's what I think
secular
it is, too.
society. Like
I
they
think that's
they
what it
can't
is.
build like these white stone pillars. They got seawater
And the light thing
stone.
too, the whole vibranium sun. You know what I mean? Like I was like, how does that work? First of
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
but like if that's the only major source of light outside of like natural like algae or glowing fish or whatever,
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
how much can they really expand? That's what I'm trying to ask. Like,
Like-
how can they sustain such a large population?
I mean, they can go fishing, but like, what can you grow down there?
Also, do they just like? I think it's an enjoyable movie, and I talked about how it felt a little bit empty, but I think that's obviously because there's a big hole to fill.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
T'Challa being
Yeah.
gone. And I still think it felt transitional, but I'm not exactly sure what will become of Wakanda. And even after this conversation, I'm less sure. Like, what is Shuri's role going forward? Does she have one? What's M'Baku's role? What is Wakanda's larger like play in the larger world? Like, politically, are they gonna
Right.
help? Are they gonna stand firm with Telecon? Like,
Right.
lots to figure out. So
Mm-hmm.
guess we'll tune in a couple years and figure it out and go from there.
My friend asked me this. Well, which do y'all think is better? Like obviously they're like two different movies, but like the first one or the second of Wakanda?
I don't know.
I think the second one is more emotionally impactful.
Definitely.
Sure. Yeah,
And
I'd say so.
has a more. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to rewatch.
Yeah, I'd have
the
to rewatch the
first
first one too. I will say the first one does a better job of making Wakanda feel like a fleshed out place, whereas here we're only seeing the important bits briefly. It's more of like
Yeah.
a Mr. Worldwide like movie. You know what I mean? Like they're going
You keep saying that.
because it's fun. Dale. They see a lot of different places.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
I guess more than the first one. They went to like
The
what,
first one was just
3
like
maybe?
America, and then
It
like
was like
wherever the
it was
Australian or
Seoul.
Kiwi dude was at, yeah, and
Yeah.
Seoul.
Right.
Yeah, and that's about it. And then Wakanda, the fight. in Wakanda.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
It
not.
felt
It's
more
not fair to-
grounded.
I did
The
like the
second one.
final fight in the second one a little more.
There's more. I don't know. They're just different. They're too different. I feel
Yeah.
like to compare like apples to apples.
They are.
They're two different things.
Yeah, that's weird. Do
Yeah.
you feel like this works as a sequel, like Black Panther to Black Panther Wakanda Forever?
Is it
Yeah.
weird to say that it feels like like Black Panther 1.5? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like a Black Panther 2. It feels like
it's
here's
almost like
what
a
you missed on
prelude.
Black. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I
Yeah.
meant by it's transitional. It doesn't feel like its own 100% complete. Like the movie shares so much spotlight with other things going on. That
Mhm.
it's just kind of like what is Wakanda up to regarding this, regarding that. That's more of what it was.
Well,
Yeah.
think of the story they had to write before. Like they had it all planned out and
Well,
everything.
That's what I'm saying.
And
That's
then
why I give him a little bit of
You
slack.
gotta like rewrite. Like,
It's
a
the movie
whole
he had to
movie,
make.
basically.
Had to make. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So, what?
they could have recast. Maybe. I mean,
Nah,
you
it
would
wouldn't
have
play
had
well.
people quitting.
People would have been like, "Oh, that's so
yeah.
disrespectful."
I mean, no. I think the people, like the creatives within the making of the movie, like they definitely, like for them, they couldn't have done anything different.
Right.
But I think in terms of the character and like the storytelling for the MCU, they could have kept the story that they had and then recast it.
They could have, but it would have been met with a lot of criticism,
Oh,
and that's not good
yeah.
for Disney's
People would have
wallet.
Well, I
boycotted
think they're
it. I
met with
bet.
criticism either way, but
Yeah, but like think of the optics of it. This movie's a tribute to someone who's passed IRL, whereas like
yeah,
recasting's kind of like, oh, like it's offensive for like a whole movie, and then we'll see where they go from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to like they're thinking about their bottom lines, and it wouldn't
right.
have been it wouldn't have been a good financial move to
No.
recast. I think. Like I
Maybe.
think it would
I
have been
don't
met
know.
with outrage. If they would have done a good job, I would have been down to see it personally. But I mean,
Yeah. It makes you wonder.
it does make you wonder. You're like, what are they gonna do with Ezra Miller? I don't know.
That definitely fired them.
Anyway, do you have any final thoughts before we round out this review, guys?
Yeah, I think it was 7.5.
Yeah, I'd say solid 7.5. Sorry, Stu.
Yeah.
Like I don't take away from its like cultural significance and how much people are crying about the tribute. Like it's very impactful stuff. It's important. But like objectively, the movie is just 7.5. What do you think?
I give it an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I
Depends on
really
the day.
enjoyed Namor.
Yeah,
He's
Namor
the-
was tight.
he's the
That's why.
best part.
That's why.
It really was.
I really like him
And
more.
the few lines M'Baku had were really funny. It was a scene stealer.
Yeah, he's cool.
It was cool. I want to see more of him. Show me a Black Panther 3 where he's like a big focus. Let's see what happens. You
Yeah.
wanted your replacement. I mean, not for Black
I
Panther,
mean,
but
yeah,
for the
yeah.
ruler. Like, you know what I mean? That
Right.
role. Like the
Right.
leader of Wakanda. Maybe
Yeah.
there's your guy. You know what I mean? It's not exactly a recast, but it's a
Mhm.
replacement, you know?
Mm.
So, food for thought. I don't know. I'm hungry. Let's go eat. For Media Mentors, I'm Nathan.
I'm Damien.
And I'm Adrian.
We're going to catch you on the flip side.